Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Dove Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Day Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when you're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy with those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. Throwing out your tricks, I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Hello, everybody.
Oh.
What's the matter?
No, nothing.
You didn't know we were on?
I didn't realize.
Yep. Well, realize, because we're on, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday to you. It's the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. Right here from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, YouTube channel, and Facebook. But if you'd like to comment on the thread and talk to us and make fun of us, do it on the YouTube feed, because that's the feed where we keep tabs on what's being said. And there it is, John Rusiello. Good morning, gentlemen. Potatoes hero and horseradish on steak and Sunday sauce with pasta. If anything, John, you're going to help me lose weight, because nothing you said there makes me hungry except for steak and potatoes. But
I just consume. Like, it doesn't even matter what things taste like.
you just suck it right up. You've actually... I meant to tell you this before. What?
Yes, I lost some weight.
You have lost some weight.
Partially because I was sick, but I've also been getting regular sleep and not eating like a complete douchebag. So.
Oh, meaning what? You're a late night eater? Is that what that means?
I am, yeah, and usually because I'm out or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll stop, and I do still have a bag, the remnants of the White Castle I had last week.
Ooh,
so I do that. I do all the time, and White Castle's a good way to do that.
It sure is.
But I even just said something to my wife where I'm like, I've made a commitment to, if I'm out and I'm on my way home, I just go home and eat whatever we have.
Right.
Because otherwise I'm hitting 7-Eleven and I'm getting like 30 things.
Oh, yeah. I used to do that.
Dude, I'm a huge 7-Eleven fan. I don't give a shit about Wawa. Oh, Wawa sugar sheets. Oh, like all these Pennsylvania places.
New Jersey, yeah.
They're good. And listen, they're
Well,
great
what do you mean? You're talking about like getting like hot dogs and their pizza and
No,
stuff?
I don't get the pizza I will get.
Really?
And there's a reason why I get, okay, I'll talk to you guys. The reason I'll get the pizza is because you cannot have good pizza without having bad pizza. So occasionally I will intentionally get myself bad pizza so that I can truly appreciate the good pizza that I have regularly.
Why? Do you think you'll forget how good the pizza
I think
is?
it happens with everything. Once people have something, they stop appreciating it over time. They think that's just the way it's supposed to be. It's kind of like the whole bagel thing.
Yeah, right.
You guys were talking about. And I've lived all over the country.
I've been everywhere, man.
And they have shit bagels, man. And I have settled. There was a bagel place, and they were from Brooklyn. No, it was a pizza place in North Carolina, in Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
The guys were from Brooklyn. Talked to them and everything. The pizza was better than all of the other pizza around. It was not as good as New York pizza. And when people are transplants,
Yeah.
and they find those people from New York that move down and they have pizza or a bagel place, it's not that it's particularly good. It's that it is just better than everything else in the area.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean that it's good, because I'm telling you, if you had a slice from here, from even the shittiest place up here, like legit pizza place, not 7-Eleven or whatever,
Yeah.
it would be better than the best pizza in Goldsboro, North Carolina. But here I am trapped in Goldsboro, North Carolina. What am I going to have? I'm only going to have the best stuff that's available to me.
True. Still, though, eating something from 7-Eleven, that's tough.
Listen, it's not like I get a pie from 7-Eleven. Those people are psychopaths.
Yeah.
I will get one slice. Like, I'm like hungry. I want something warm. Let me have one of these. Though the 7-Eleven by my work, these morons, they have you seen the container? The cardboard container that they put a slice of pizza in?
I think so.
It fits perfectly a slice of pizza,
Yeah.
and you fold and close it
Yes.
so you can go. These idiots put a slice on each side of the box.
Oh.
For only one pizza, there are 2 slices in there. You can't close it. If you did, you would be pizza.
It's a pizza
cheese
sandwich.
To cheese. It would be cheese to cheese,
Right.
which is ridiculous. So I always look at it. I scoff. I look at them. Like, and they still haven't fixed it.
John
So-
Rusciello agrees with you, by the way.
Yeah, no, it is the truth. Yes, 7-Eleven does have a great buttered roll.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Well, it depends on which 7-Eleven, because they do actually get them from different distribution places.
All right, well, I take that back. I don't mind their butter rolls.
The onion roll.
No, yeah. I just feel it's too much butter.
We go into...
Ooh.
I don't even know if it's tuned. I don't care. I bet you think you work really hard. You probably hate that you work with lard. But if you don't start spreading the butter on the roll, I'm gonna find you, better fucking kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress, you guys.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted to hit. That's the one I wanted to hit.
And for those of you who are not familiar with my act, that's always been there. And kudos to Don Sill, would be the person who suggested me adding guitar. The great Don Sill.
The great Don Sill.
The great Don Sill.
Who I believe will be here Sunday.
Who's made of star stuff.
I think we're doing a green room Sunday night. Because
very cool.
Aaron Berg is playing in here. Rich Aronovich, one of my personal favorites, he's playing here, and Judy Gold will be here.
That's all. I see. Judy Gold is one of my favorites.
Yep, she's great.
People have asked like a common question in comedy. You'll get like, who's your favorite female comedian? And my favorite is Wanda Sykes. She's in my top 3. There are times where I'll say Wanda Sykes is my favorite comedian because I just think she's a fucking killer. Mm-hmm. But Judy Gold is absolutely up there.
Oh, yeah, man.
She's probably in my top 10 to 15 comics. Because she's so fucking smart. Like,
yep. You should it just hit me. You should reach out to Rick Adana. He's playing the Brokerage next week.
Oh, shit.
Maybe,
and he's with Jim. Jim's coming with him.
Oh, that's right.
From
yes.
Church of Satire. If you're ever in Hanover? Yes, Hanover.
Yeah.
Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Church of Satire. Check them out. It is ambiance, and Jim's just a great guy. I haven't gotten to go to the ice cream store, the Scoops of Satire, which is right next to it, but go and check all that stuff out. Jim's a great guy and hilarious.
I forget who I was talking to, just within the past week or so. Somebody was telling me, somebody else had gone there, and they said they loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
Oh,
though.
cool.
But yeah, I'm bummed because the 13th I have a murder mystery, so I won't be able to get to Mark. So I'm a little bummed because I would love to see that. But we're talking about maybe that afternoon, maybe doing something in here. I don't know if I'll have time to do that.
Well, if you do, definitely let me know at least the what's happening in here because I'd love to see Jim again too. Because I love meeting, and I know you do. Like this is almost why you do a lot of the stuff is meeting like a lot of the really cool people in comedy.
Absolutely.
Both Rick Adana and Jim Ryan. I can't remember his last name.
Brian.
Jim is fucking tits. Like what a great dude. I'm sorry. I just slipped into Gen X slang.
Oh, is that a Gen X slang?
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, but
it was funny.
Yeah, say something's great is.
Well,
that
I mean,
it's-
tits are great. So I understood what you said, which is why
Tits
I
are
laughed.
good. Tits are great.
Speaking of great tits, Carol's watching.
Hey, Carol.
Sorry, Carol.
How are you?
Carol's husband is going to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Good morning, Carol. Hope you're well. So I got stuff to talk about.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
So yesterday, on the show yesterday, Jerry Lehane, who I haven't seen yet in the comments, but I'm going to talk about him anyway.
Yeah.
He told me to go back and watch Wednesday's Coffee with the Dog. He said my name came up with Jackie the Joke Man. I've never really talked about it here on the show, but Jackie has brought it up. Jackie's on Matt Napo's show quite regularly.
Yeah, a few times now, yeah.
And he's brought it up a few times on there, and I've still really kind of kept my mouth shut. But and I did touch upon it briefly yesterday. But yes, Jackie and I did have a falling out. At this point, it's got to be like 2 years ago or so.
Right.
What the hell is going on here?
It's under that top.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. Yank it.
Yeah, just rip it. So what? I'll get into it just a little bit, but so a few years ago, we were in talks with Jackie to do a show in here and do a live show where I think the live show would be gangbusters. And he did it once, and he said it went really well, where Jackie just does a one-man show talking about his life. He's had a very interesting life. Love or hate the guy, he's had a very interesting run. You know, with the phone line, which is still
In existence.
still active. Or is it 900 wine? I believe it is, right? Something like that. But it's his phone
Yeah,
number.
the joke line.
Yeah.
You could Google it, dude.
And I mean, if you're around our age, you probably remember that as a kid. You would hear the commercials for it, and he would be on local radio stations promoting it. And it was like one of the first of its kind. And then, of course, you know, he went on to Howard Stern. Again, say what you want about the guy, love him or hate him. You know, I know a lot of Stern fans, you know, have had issues with him, but you can't deny that guy's role in the rise of Howard Stern. Mm-hmm. He is one of the main reasons Howard Stern has become the megastar that he has become. I mean, even here, you know, it was Jackie's idea to make this club. This club, Governors, was on the verge of closing because it was just another club. And there were a lot of complaints about the noise from bands because there's some houses and apartments behind. This club was going to close. It was Jackie's idea to make this a comedy club. He was the first booker that worked here. He, you know, booking the comedians. So this guy's history is unbelievable.
It's part of the DNA of Long Island comedy.
Absolutely,
and very strong.
And if you watch the documentary that just came out about him, I found it very interesting. I thought it was really great. And he's got a bunch of showings coming up, by the way, with some Q&As with him. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, so he did a one-man show once where he talked about his life when they were showing pictures, the whole bit. So we were pushing him to do that more. And Governors was even offering to produce it. We were trying to get him to do a show in here where he would talk about his life. I personally... I mean, he's known for telling the jokes, and nobody tells the jokes as well as he does. He's great at it. But again, between Stern and everything he's done in life, I thought as an extension of this one-person show, it'd be cool to get him to do a show in here where he just shared stories. I mean, every time he came on this show, that's what he did.
No, it was great. Some of the like he was there like the second before something huge happened, or he was like key or instrumental in something huge happening,
or he's just little stories. He's got a great story where he met Paul McCartney and he told Paul a joke.
Right.
That
Les Paul thought he was like the fucking
the Mecca,
the coolest guy on the face of the earth, which is like if you're, I know it's like you know, the Pope of Chilitown or whatever, but Les Paul's favorite comedian, I think you could probably say, was Jackie the Joke Man Martling. Mm-hmm. And that might not mean something to somebody, but if you think about Les Paul being such an influence on something else,
right,
and that's his favorite comedian,
right.
To me, that's like, I used to always say, I'd rather be famous on Broadway than famous in Hollywood, because it's just realer.
Yes, I agree.
People have to come in, see you, they have to be in the room with you. And
those are the people that really appreciate what you're doing.
And to me, that's like, I'd rather be Les Paul's favorite comic than Jerry Seinfeld's favorite comic.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because to some extent, Jerry Seinfeld's going to be comparing himself to you,
Right.
or comparing you to him, like, and probably not favorably. But if this is a guitar guy, his favorite comedian's Jackie. I've always thought that when he's talked about that, that's been in my head since that day. So.
He's, and it's something I always look for. I've been at Jackie's house numerous times, and it's something I always make a point to look for when I'm there. He's got this great picture of him on stage with Les Paul and Keith Richards. I mean, if that, to me, that almost sums up what this guy's career has been.
Yeah.
So, so we were pushing it, and we had many meetings and lunches that were not paid for by Jackie.
Well, there was one that he paid for.
Just one. Yeah, that was the one and only. And
That's
but
good.
that wasn't a
That's
meeting.
also when he gave me some weed too.
Oh,
so that
did he?
will
Yeah.
always stand. Oh yes, that was like, I'm like, I got Jackie. You gave me weed.
I didn't even smoke it. I just saved it.
Oh, no, I smoked the shit out of it. That's good.
And this went on for quite a while. Meetings and discussions and ideas. And it never obviously never took off. But then Jackie ends up doing a show, which he has now. It's called Stand Up Memories. It's hosted with him and Peter Bales. They have a lot of great guests. Richie Byrne just did it. Joey Cola did it. I mean, Rob Bartlett. They get a lot of great comedians, and they talk about, their whole histories. It's a great show, but we were pissed.
It's understandable.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're not the first ones that came up with the idea. We definitely weren't reinventing the wheel, but
there were talks.
It's because there were so many talks about it. That we felt a little like we were led on a little bit because they do the show someplace else. They don't do it here. No problem. But then we were a little upset because I definitely assumed that Peter Bales, it was like maybe his idea as well, and Jackie just went on board, and that wasn't the case.
Right.
So that's when I really and I wasn't. I was definitely upset, but I wasn't not talking to him. I wasn't going out of my way to talk to him.
Right.
But then what happened was when Sally was still here, she was doing Hershey and the Keys. She was engineering Hershey and the Keys. I thought
She's
for
also
sure.
doing it.
And they had Jackie.
I think your memory is a little off.
Right. And they had Jackie and Peter on as guests. And Jackie, he gave her a hard time. Words were said,
right,
and that's when I was like, all right, I'm not talking to this guy because that's definitely something that really pissed me off. Like you're going to give Sally a hard time, and it's not even our show. It's like you're getting Hershey and the Keys involved, and they had nothing to do with it.
Right, right.
I just didn't think it was the coolest move. So then we weren't talking for a while. And then I got mad, too, because when he does Matt Napo's show, he has brought it up a few times. Hey, is that guy talking to me? How come I don't know what I did? Well, you kind of know what you did.
Right.
So last January, Governor's has their holiday party every January. At that point, Sally and I, had broken up. And I saw Jackie and his girlfriend here. And I'll tell you right now, his girlfriend, Barbara, is one of the nicest
She's
people.
so sweet, yeah.
Just
She
one
talked to me for like 2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and she
Very
talks to
nice.
everybody like she's old friends with them,
Yes.
and just one of the sweetest people in the world, and beautiful, which always helps.
Yeah.
So, so I see them here, and I'm like, all right, I'll be the big man, and I went over, hey Jackie, how you doing? And he said to me, oh, you're gonna shake my hand? Are we talking? And I looked right at him and said, Jackie, you want to do this here? And I don't know if were you standing because
No,
you and
I
I
was
hung
also
around
pretty
together
high,
most of that.
yeah.
Right, I remember
So
that. But
that's
I don't know. Do you not remember things if you're high? I don't know.
It can be like sort of a hazy
Okay.
kind of thing.
So yeah, and forgive me, I honestly don't remember if you were standing
No,
there
I
or
don't
not,
think
but-
that's why I said
okay.
I don't think I was.
So yeah, I said it right to him.
We were
So-
there. I was there when that chick fell.
Yeah, that was much later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were both standing there. And I just remember Don Sill was late to that.
Yes.
And he comes walking over with his drink and he's smiling. And I remember him, he's smiling because Don's always smiling.
What's happening?
Yeah, he goes, hey guys, what's going on? And then he just
Oh,
looks
you missed
down.
it. I was like, you missed it, dude. You're not going to be able to get it back. Like we have it. We got to watch it.
Yeah, we saw the whole thing.
You're gonna be like, oh, I wish I'd seen that.
So So whatever point it was in the night, I saw Jackie and Barbara were leaving, and me being me, I was like, I felt bad. I'm like, let me go out in the parking lot. Let me see if I can just clear the air with this guy. He wasn't too receptive at first, but Barbara stopped, and me and her talked, and he was listening. And Barbara's great, and she was giving us all these reasons why that her and Jackie love us and wish that this wasn't going on, and we really didn't get into
nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts, right? But Jackie did eventually come over, and we said, "Oh, look, let's just be cool," and we shook hands, and it definitely didn't get back to what it was. But I felt like, you know what? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And honestly, and I'm not knocking their show, but I don't think it's doing any better or worse than any of our shows are. And they'll both be dead soon. So,
one has to feel pretty good about it,
right? Yeah. So, good luck. All the best to them in their show. And again, I don't have the time to be mad. I'm not going to be consumed. And Peter is again one of the nicest guys.
Absolutely,
always supportive. He also came with us that day to lunch. Yep. He's very supportive in here. He stops in whenever we're in here. So I'm like, just let it go. And then I would start inviting Jackie back to come on the show again.
Right.
And he would always have a reason not to. So I was like, all right, maybe he's still mad, but I must have asked him 3 times.
Right.
But he kept turning it down, where in the past it was always, I'd love to do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to keep chasing him. So if he wants to come in, he can come in. But then, so then he's on Matt Napo's show this past Wednesday, 2 days ago.
See this? I didn't get that.
Yeah,
I know. I saw it in my feed as I was going through YouTube, I think.
Right.
And I was interested though.
All right, so I think I have 2 clips to play from that show, and I hope this is the right one. We're about to find out.
Volume.
Can't hear it. What happened?
Do you have to do the thing on the board, or is it fed through the board, or it's in the thing in my home?
All right, hang on. Let me see. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I know what I did. All right, hang on.
Hanging on.
Hang on.
She was in a horrible car crash, and lost a leg, but got zillions of dollars.
Wow.
And so, she came up and she hung out with my friends. And she was very pretty, but she just was missing a leg. But how do you find somebody like that? This is way, way before the days of the internet hadn't really happened like it was happening,
Well, speaking of one legs, it's time to say goodbye to Govs.
Yeah, they don't happen in your life every day. I know that.
Tony Walker's show is coming up. Speaking of one leg,
is he still talking to me? Is he still talking to me, or still not?
He doesn't talk bad about you. I haven't heard anything bad. Anyway, Knockem Dead Comedy is coming up with Tony, like my Uncle Hop. My uncle, my Uncle Alphonse had one leg, and Uncle Louie. I'm sorry, Uncle Louie had one leg, and he was known as my whole life. I just thought Uncle Hop. I never knew his name until I was an adult. Uncle Hop.
Is that really his name? Hop?
That's awesome.
He lost his leg as a kid trying to jump on a trolley car and fell off the trolley car, and the trolley car cut off his leg. Right in the street.
Oh.
I know. I made your day with that story. I'm happy.
Ouchie.
That's a true story?
There was a guy on Kill Tony like a couple months back that had lost his legs to a train.
That Jerry guy is saying that Tony wants you on the show. Well, Tony has
cool.
Jackie's number. You could call him up and ask him to be on the show anytime he wants. They know. It's not like they're strangers.
No.
And you would do Tony's show. You've done it before, but
I think him and his wife got mad at me because I stole their idea.
Yeah, I think podcasting was around long before they ever thought of it. But he's not with his wife anymore. He's solo now, and he's doing his own thing. I love Tony. He's a good guy,
and he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Yeah. She was in a horrible car.
All right, so that's that. That last comment I don't really understand. That's the second time I've heard Matt Napo allude to us thinking we invented podcasting. So Matt Napo, I'm gonna get you bitch. Matt Napo has hearing problems, so I'm messing with him. But he followed it up with I love Tony. So all right. So
yeah, no, and you're filling time. Like it's understandable. Stupid things are said. Happens all the time.
I hear you.
Where things are said kind of in the moment, because all of this is actually it's recorded live, and then nobody ever goes back and edits it. Not that anybody should. I'm saying that things are said, and especially when people think they're funny,
right?
And you're like, not you. I'm talking. It was him. That like people think they're funny and they say something that they think is funny, but
Matt Napo he stepped in.
One thing is Matt Napo definitely didn't invent comedy. We'll say that.
He stepped in for a murder mystery with us once. And in
no.
fact, it was the only time I ever met him in person.
Seems like a great dude. I know
Yeah.
I talked to him briefly when you were being interviewed, or heard him. I can't remember.
Oh, that's right. We talked to him one time on the show where he told about his mob life.
Yeah. Very interesting dude. Very cool
Yeah,
dude. But
yeah.
but we all say things as we are all trying to invent podcasting.
So I watched that. I'm like, all right, because my impression from Jerry yesterday was that like I really was expecting to hear some nasty things. Like I really thought I was gearing myself up to get mad. But
you should reach out to him again.
Well, so I did. I reached out to Jackie, and I said, I saw you on Napo's show. I said, I don't know if you're joking or not. I said, but as far as I know, we're cool. I said, so.
Love to have you.
I said, yeah, why don't you come in and let's have some laughs? And he writes back, yeah, one of these days. So I was like, so at first,
this isn't yet. We can say in full confidence that this is not you. And listen, whatever reasons he may or may not have, then
right,
great, whatever.
Well, but at first, I read the text. I'm like, oh, he's blowing me off again. But I'm like, you know what? Screw that. So I wrote back. I go one of these days. I go, do you think you have that much time? I said, come do the show. And he just wrote back, when do you want? So again, I'm like, are you? I wanted to say, are you really going to bust my balls like
Dude,
this?
You know what? The best thing to do whenever somebody is being like that is just to be, yes. Oh, I am on Monday, Tuesday.
That's what I did.
Good.
I gave him the hours, and I said, any day but Wednesday. I said, please let me know when you'd like to come in, and so we'd love to have you on. And I left it at that.
Nice. Okay, cool. See you soon, Jay.
Mm-hmm. So that was that. And that brings you up to date on, my little tiff with Jackie the Joke Man.
And I think in the lead up, because if something gets clipped, is that you did say that you parallel thought or somebody else, no, it has nothing to do with thinking that you came up with it.
Absolutely right. I've been saying that from day one. I'm sure we're not the only ones who've had this idea.
But it in the lead up and now especially to say that it's cool, whatever, great. No, we'd rather see you, Jackie,
right,
than hold on to any sort of thing or perceptually be holding on to something. There is no holding on.
There is, again, no denying this man's history and what he's done for comedy, and there is a percentage of people who play here, hang out here, that really feel they're in the presence of a legend when he's
absolutely
here.
I know I do,
and we've had a lot of fun with him in this room. And quite honestly, even on a personal level, almost every time he's been here, we go to lunch afterwards, and I have a great time with the man. Even forget all the showbiz stuff. He's a nice guy in real life. Again, Barbara is wonderful.
I think I know why.
Well, Carol actually said that. It seems like Jackie has issues with you more than what is there.
Yeah, no, I think I know why.
Okay.
There was that time that he was here and the girls were here.
Your daughters.
My daughters, and they had their devices, and they snuck out to go to the bathroom. They had snacks. They didn't listen to anything, so it's they're taking after their mother. Thanks. And so at the end, Jackie's standing pretty much like right here, and the girls are like,
they don't even know he's standing.
They don't even know. And Jackie goes, "Girls, you gonna miss me?" And Charlotte didn't look up, but Daphne, who was sitting closest to us, just kind of does this.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I think she actually may have said the word no.
I don't know.
I think she did actually say
it
no.
Most stands out to me as just being like, like slow like that too. Like it was like,
right.
And I don't know. I think it's Daphne. Maybe we should get Daphne in here to apologize. Mr. Martling,
was that the last time he was
sorry.
in here?
I don't. Well, it might have been.
No, that time with Peter,
would have been,
and Tim Saliani. I think that
but
was
maybe
the
it
last
ate
time.
at him.
Maybe.
And then,
well, Vicky even says it. Maybe Jackie is feeling guilty about not doing the shows with you over Peter.
I don't know. I don't think it's a depth of that. Like he, to be honest, and not badly, but probably doesn't until he's confronted with, or the subject is brought off. Probably doesn't think much like, unless the subject is brought off, you're not particularly thinking of him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
right.
This isn't like some sort of fucking blood feud.
Right. It's not a war. Not at all. Never was.
People's emotions are actually involved. It's just, hey, this thing didn't work out. There was feelings for a while, but that's gone. It's more important. Jackie's more important than that. So
there you go. So now you're all up to date.
Sweet.
And who knows? And I'm sure. I kind of look forward to him coming in if he ever does, because I'm sure it'll
probably be hilarious.
We won't be able to avoid it, so it'll be discussed. So I kind of look forward to that. I think that would be a good show. Carol, thou thus protest. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Jackie needs to let it go.
Protest too much. Yes.
All right, but now.
The joke man doth protest too much.
Exactly.
Probably, yeah.
All right, but then, so from watching the show, to see what was being said and what was going on.
Yeah.
Something else came about that unrelated to whatever's going on with me and Jackie. Totally unrelated, but something that's been discussed in here quite often.
Oh,
something came up on this show, which I don't even think Matt Nappo had any idea what he touched upon. But you'll find this very interesting. I think most of you guys, if you watch this show regularly, you'll know what we're talking about. And I hope Don Sill is watching, because I think he'd find this very interesting, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
I should have been in
I
that
used
movie.
to deliver Delaware version of Richie's Good Time. Wow, that's very good. Richie, what's Brand? No.
Bransford.
Yeah, Bransford, right.
Richard Bransford.
Right. Good Times Magazine, when I was recording cassette tapes in the car, sending show ideas to Jackie, 1993 to 1995, called Big Shout Magazine. Wow, I never even heard of that one.
Here it comes.
You know that name, Jerry Lahane? Lahane?
That guy has been trailing me for 60 years, saying that he wrote my act and sent me everything I ever said that was funny. I have no idea who that guy is.
Wow, that's really weird.
I'm sure I met him somewhere along the line, but I've never gotten straight exactly who he is.
I used to deliver.
There you go. Yep, an exclusive right here, a breakthrough.
Oh my God,
Jerry, are you out there, Jerry? Are you watching today, Jerry?
Jerry, are you watching? Jerry, are you listening?
Yeah, so that's
yikes.
Yep.
How's that feel? Yikes.
Jerry, would Tom Petty and George Harrison be saying the same thing if they were here?
All right, we don't have to go full.
All right.
Because you never know. True. I listen. I'm open to
anal.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's open to. That's what I lead with. Like it sounds like it's an add-on. It's like pickles. No. I want the burger. It's the burger.
Right.
It's not the pickles.
Right. So, all right. So there you go. So that was a little exclusive there regarding Jerry Lahane. Yeah. So I'm waiting to see Jerry's name pop up. So
All right, let's not make the whole fucking thing about him.
I want to get a response, though. All right, so how was your holiday, pal?
It was all right. We were all sick.
Yeah.
The girls were sick for the actual holiday.
Oh, really? Oh, so
for Christmas.
The vid started with them?
Yeah, that's what it said. Like
okay.
Daphne, that Friday, she couldn't go to school because she had a fever before Christmas weekend, we'll call it.
Right.
So she was sick throughout, and then Charlotte pretty much picked it up on the Sunday or on Christmas Eve or Christmas, and then I got it a few days later, which I'm so happy because the day that I had the fever was the day after I had been over Billy's house. And so I was like, oh God, please don't get them sick. Like not have gotten them sick. And I didn't. So I'm pretty happy about that.
And the Fever, by the way, is one of Bruce Springsteen's best songs. If anybody knows it, just felt like throwing that out there.
I'm part of the population that's never gotten it with Springsteen. Just my wife and I were always like, who cares? Who cares? He's like, I hope he gets that shit out.
Right.
And even before I saw the Paul Bond bit,
right, yeah,
we used to, when I was a kid, we used to say it in school, like, this guy sounds like a creep.
Yeah.
Because that was when that song was super popular. When it first came out, we're like, hey, little girl, is your daddy gone? Why do you want to know this?
No, hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go out and leave you all alone?
Well, yeah, whatever.
He wants to
That's
get
the
laid.
Same fucking idea.
It's every song.
It's the same concept, but it's like...
it's every rock and roll song there is. I want to come find you and get laid.
Yeah, but not like, hey, little girl.
Well, you go 20 years earlier. Hey, she was just 17. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. No.
Chuck Berry, Sweet Little 16.
I'm not saying any of that is right.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm just saying that's like... what
would you replace? Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Hey there, girl, is your daddy home? Like,
hey there, lady, is your daddy home?
Hey there, lady, is your daddy home?
Yeah, it doesn't fucking take away from it. It makes it less creepy.
Yeah, but rock and roll,
and then it moves daddy away from her actual dad to like, you know, hey dad, like she calls somebody daddy. Like, I don't know if you knew this. You can do searches on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Where you just say, woman calls guy daddy. And watch just compilation. Always throw compilation at the end of that because, I don't know, I can't sit through 10 minutes of the same thing. I need to see, like, quick hits of, like, 15 different ladies being like, daddy. And so you can get the girl is legal, and she calls her lover daddy, which is fucking hot as hell.
That's never done it for me.
All right.
She might be 21 who still lives at home.
Yeah, but you didn't. She's not a little girl. 21's not a little girl.
Just being flirty. Hey, little girl.
See, that's creep. Again, thank you, people. In the comments.
No, you're already getting it.
Super creepy.
Carol saying less pedophile. I hear you.
Oh, I have to change.
You have to change it. Look at you.
I absolutely do. Yes. Every day. You should do that. I get so frustrated because I'm like, nobody else answered that. Like, bullshit! That was a hilarious joke I just fucking wrote. Go back, motherfucker! Yeah.
And then I do go back, but it's like an hour later and it doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, it's me. No, obviously not, right? Look at him.
Oh, good morning, Tony. Do you remember who this is?
His hockey helmet is right over there. He keeps it off camera so you...
Is it Dennis? All right, now we have to wait for an answer.
Yeah, there's no punctuation, so that is a shade towards Dennis.
What's the matter?
Or not? Which DJ? Like?
No,
not that one.
No, not that one.
Right, look right away.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's been happening several times this week, and I just hit the disconnect button.
Mother, father, sister, brother.
Wow. Congratulations, by the way. I thought for sure your name would be on the list. And it's not. Speaking of pedophilia.
Do you know how much money I had to pay my lawyer to make sure it got redacted?
Oh, all right. Well, it's me says I got it wrong.
Well, until you admit to it, that's who you are. How about that?
Oh, I thought you meant DJ. No. Definitely.
Carol, I love you when you dirty talk like this.
No, yeah, I don't. I didn't mean DJ, but I did think it was a guy
now
named
you
Dennis.
are.
Yeah, right.
So get your handler to get that phone out of your hand.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations on not making
You
the
too.
list. Thank you.
But see, yeah, you wouldn't run with that kind of circle. You're more of like a pedophile of the people.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, it's me as a female.
I am a female. Oh, is this Gina?
Is it Gina?
Probably. DJ Gina Love.
VJ Gina Love.
GJ, because it's more. That's more in line. I went there too. Yeah, Gina Gov.
All the time we spent together, I am hurt. So it must be Gina.
Right.
Or maybe one of my wives. I have no idea.
I don't know. If you could send us a picture of maybe your breasts, he would probably get that.
I've never seen Gina's breasts.
No, but you can imagine.
Oh, I've definitely done that.
So.
And it is
Yeah.
Gina.
It's Friday Trivia with Tony and Andy.
Gina, how are you feeling? Gina she's had surgery, she had COVID, she had the mumps and measles and the plague and rickets, the clap, and her ongoing flatulence problem. So Gina, I hope you're doing well. We haven't talked in a while. Hope you're doing all right. And thanks for continuing to watch.
Yeah.
So the list
is the most uninteresting thing on the face of the earth.
So far,
to me.
Disappointing list.
Well, though I will say it's going to be fun to see what Aaron Rodgers has to do to
Kimmel.
Yes, to be contrite. I don't think Kimmel's going to sue him.
I don't think so either.
I think actually this is where Kimmel shows how much cooler he is than Aaron Rodgers by not suing him. Because if it was me, like Andy Plagainos, I would sue him. Because I don't have money.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I would be, this is like a slam dunk.
Right.
Fucking like, we'd settle. And it would be for at least,
and it would still be career changing.
That $1 million at least that I would get from him would be awesome. And listen, I like Aaron Rodgers. I do like Aaron Rodgers as a player. I think he's an amazing player.
Sure.
I do like his vibe. I know he's fucking crazy and he's got these crazy ideas, but I think that's what makes life interesting. And that's fine. But oh my God, I would sue the balls off of him.
Let's fill you in. So while discussing the impending release of the list, Aaron Rodgers speculated during an appearance on the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday that a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are hoping the list doesn't come out. If that list comes out, I will definitely be popping some sort of bottle, he said. For the record, I have not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality, said Kimmel. Your reckless words put my family in danger. Keep it up and we'll debate the facts further in court. So it turns out the back and forth between these two goes back to 2021 when Kimmel criticized Rodgers for refusing to take the vaccine for COVID.
And if you don't want to take the vaccine, cool. Like everybody has personal choices and everything. But if somebody criticizes you for not taking the vaccine, yeah, all right, whatever, fuck you.
Right.
If somebody criticizes you for taking the vaccine, yeah, right, okay, whatever. Like, you're not me.
Right.
So I have no problem with other people saying shit about me.
Right.
I really don't. Like, go ahead, talk all the shit if you can get into some real shit, cool. Maybe I can, use it in my therapy sessions. But
so, and it's been ongoing too.
Yeah.
And Rodgers, apparently last year, I never heard this. Last year, Jimmy Kimmel claimed that he saw a UFO. So Aaron Rodgers went on the McAfee show saying that all this UFO talk from the whack packer. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting this wrong.
That's probably the other way around.
Yeah, sorry. Yep, it is the other way around. Rodgers said that he thinks he saw a UFO. And then Kimmel said, all this UFO talk has the foil hatters going wild, including whackpacker Aaron Rodgers is probably trying to distract from the list.
When you get paid a tremendous amount of money in the public space, and this goes for both of them really, but without getting to real, if you say something and somebody comments on it, and they're not like making something up necessarily, you have to take it. Like that's what that extra money is for.
I think it's a sad state, though. I mean, I used to say this, in the '90s when cable was really booming. I used to say we have too many channels because there used to be the stupidest shit on TV. In fact, there's still the stupid, all these reality shows and whatnot. But now, like you said, you have people getting paid stupid amounts of money to go on a podcast, to go on Twitter, and that's become our news.
Right.
Today in the news, Aaron Rodgers said this about Jimmy Kimmel. Like, who gives a shit? But these guys, I know. I
love it because it is. I love anarchy. I love chaos, and anybody who thinks any of that is important, and are the view. Hey, there's millions of people out there who are viewing these things.
Right.
And what I like is that it proves on a daily basis how many people I'm smarter than.
Right. I do wish that was the most important thing the news had to report.
Yes. No, that would be great.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
But it's all like fluff to like distract from the horrificness.
Right. So but meanwhile, there actually were a couple of names on this list I was surprised.
Let's see, and I also want to say, like, my favorite thing about people like scoring cheap points about making jokes about like Stephen Hawking and whatnot is like kind of how pathetic they are. Mm-hmm. Like you literally can't come up with anything else than somebody who did something. This is sort of the critic. You are a critic.
Right.
And truly in all of the negative viewpoint, are you a critic? That the one-liners that you come up with for a dead person.
Right.
It's hilarious because he's in a wheelchair. That's really funny.
Right.
Gotta tell you, wheelchair humor is amazing.
Wheelchairs,
coming from
am I
people who are not.
Right.
Nor have they probably ever been in said wheelchair. God, you guys are fucking amazing.
Gina says, yes, finally getting over the COVID. Next surgery will be soon. Getting old sucks.
Yeah, hear you on that.
Carol, what the hell is the Kimmel and Rogers crap? Rogers so weird now. Okay.
Which we went through that.
Rogers should eat more
diatomaceous earth. Oh, what the
good word.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what...
But yeah, there were a few names that surprised me. So
it's gonna annoy me.
Woody Allen and Bill Gates, those names have been floating around for a while. Prince Andrew, of course, he's already been sued for it. Bill Clinton, of course, we've heard about. Donald Trump, we've heard about. But Michael Jackson's name came up.
Yeah, well, of course, it would be weird if it didn't.
But then David Copperfield. That one, I was like, what?
Well, see, this is the thing, and it's so funny because, like, here's where people stop. They just stop. They go, Epstein, pedophile. And this is a list of people. People on Epstein plane also must be pedophile. Like, the guy was a fucking master manipulator.
Oh, yeah.
And some of these people, to know that they were on his plane, that he could use as a reason to manipulate somebody who is not important enough to be listed to get onto his plane. We had David Copperfield up here yesterday.
Well, that's what Clinton has said. That's exactly why.
Oh, yeah,
he feels exactly why Epstein became friends with him. And he goes, I cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein in 2005. Never spoke to him after 2009. I mean, he's been very adamant about
even
that.
Trump, and I would say the same thing about Trump. Trump also. I don't think Trump fucking I don't think Trump's a fucking pedophile.
No, I agree.
He look at those
names.
names.
He loves women, but he's not a pedophile.
Look at those names. They're all amazingly attractive names to have to say that you are either friends with or that they were on your plane. Whether or not they continue to be your friend or ever go on your plane again.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking. Fucking, but it's low-hanging fruit. It's so easy to be like, those guys all pedophiles. And I know the next thing, well, you'd have to be an idiot not to think. No, you'd have to be an idiot until it's actually proven.
Right.
Like, here's where, what is it? Correlation is not causation. Oh, I think we just lost half the fucking audience. So for you idiots out there, just because two things happened around the same
anything.
time.
You
No,
don't get so mad.
because I can hear it. I can hear it in my brain because I'm tuned in. They're not wearing their fucking tinfoil hats right now. So I can hear your thoughts through the government fucking program.
He is a spy.
Tony, it's no mistake that Tony is here. Tony is a former telecommunications technician. So he's tuned into your brainwaves right now, you fucking morons. So that just because two things happen at the same time doesn't mean that there's any other relationship between those two things. Then they happened at the same time.
Right. Hey, let's not forget all the things that have been said about Michael Jackson. It was never proven that he did any of that stuff.
Right.
I personally do feel it looks like he did. But it was still never proven.
And listen, comedy lives in that kind of area
right.
of like, but it's so as a human being, or technically a human being, that it's so sad that like to end up like, oh, that's yes, the pedophile had a plane. So that means everybody he ever was in a room with is a pedophile.
Right.
So some of you guys out there, guess what? He probably was in like Penn Station or Madison Square Garden at a Billy Joel concert maybe. And now you're a pedophile.
Right.
So
I will admit that, did you ever see that video of him and Trump?
I know you got it, Carol. That was for the other idiots.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, Carol's not an idiot.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That video of Trump and Epstein at some party where there's a bunch of...
yeah.
It is kind of creepy to watch.
It's creepy to watch.
But these girls are of age.
Dude, if you had seen that video, because that took place early 2000s, I want to say 20 years ago, let's say like 18 years ago, you would have been like, oh, they're just hanging out, checking people out.
Absolutely right.
But it's because you now know that he's a pedophile. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there would have been a lot more. Now, I know Trump has had the thing about walking into dressing rooms, but I think that's more of like just a dick power move on his part.
Yes.
We would have had so much more. I mean, because look, there have been women who have come forward and said, like, yeah, he like finger banged me in a fucking changing room. Like, which, okay, I don't have a dog in this hunt. Like, if it happened, I hope he pays for it. But if it doesn't happen, I hope you burn in hell for putting somebody through that. Like,
right.
Like either way, I wasn't there. I don't know. But there's this video. And so if you're going to show this video of Trump checking out chicks with, or checking out a party, because it's not even like 100% that's what they were looking at.
Well, true.
Like because you can't tell actually. Well, there were girls dancing in front of them.
Well, there is a part where he's in there with them, right?
In a way, yes. But is that where Trump is like doing his...
Well, that's why I like the video.
Right,
that makes me laugh. All of a sudden, you see his hand go up, and he's just kind of like... that made me laugh.
Yeah, my brother was a prison nurse, which is a terrible premise for a porno, but a male prison nurse. But he doesn't talk about it, but he had, like, there's some stuff about the whole Epstein thing, and I know he did have to deal with Ghislaine Maxwell for a while. So, like, but just because you, like, were there doesn't mean you know everything.
Of course.
That was happening, and you can't, like, tell where their eyes are going. You can guess, and yes, you'd have to be an idiot not to think that they were checking. But I don't. I don't want to, dude. I'm not going to impugn somebody's fucking reputation because the guy who happens to be standing next to him,
right,
is a pedophile.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's happened to all of you. You've all stood next to a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you stood next to Tone. No, Mike.
Even. I mean, again, going back to Michael Jackson, remember HBO had the 2-part special about him, which was, some of these details were horrific, But they eventually pulled that special because it came out after. It was proven after that some of these people were lying.
Right.
So right, you just don't know. You don't know.
Vicky, I know the whole thing about Trump saying he was attracted to his daughter, but I've had cousins, like my mom's cousin was one of them. Like I've been hit on by family members or people they didn't even necessarily hit on you. They made me feel uncomfortable for the things that you're really attractive. Wow, the girls must love you and things like that. It is out there. It is weird. It is creepy, but it is not necessarily proof of anything.
It's not proof of anything, but I mean, like you just said, it is not just weird. It's uncomfortably weird. It's off.
Right. I'd rather
it's
not
off.
know about that. But it exists. Like we can't be Pollyannish about this. I can't wait to show Charlotte this later because we talked about Pollyanna.
Oh yeah,
and people who are being Pollyanna-ish.
Right, Pollyanna-ish. Yeah, I'm with Vicky though. I'm not saying it proves anything about him, but it's like.
It's
this
a
guy
thing
is fucked up.
But there are times I'll look at my daughters and I'm like, they're so beautiful. Holy shit! Like, whatever guy's gonna be lucky because like I can't believe like how gorgeous these girls are. I don't have any feelings towards.
Right, them. I hear you.
But there are things that you can't, like, you kind of can't get away from.
But let me stop for a second because Jerry Lehane just signed on. Jerry, did you just start watching the show?
And then he's gonna, because you can watch it delayed,
right?
And that happens. I think John Rusiello, that happens to him. Yes, a lot, that's happened especially to him, yes. on Tuesdays with trivia because all of a sudden the trivia questions start being answered.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to find out. Yeah. Like Jerry, are you watching us live right now, or are you watching from the beginning? Like where are you? Because we need to talk to you, Jerry. Gina says, rich people know rich people. Their circles overlap. A lot of the names you mentioned, they said they were on the list but not accused of doing anything. Right. And then John Rusiello says, two of my dear friends were Epstein security, quit the same day. Wow. And he said, Billy Joel. Carol says, I feel the world is on fire and I hope to wake up from this AI opposite world nightmare. There is a level of bizarro world going on. Absolutely. Rogers should, sorry, we read that already.
Live now, he's saying.
Oh, he's live now. All right. Jerry? All right, but live now. So, and you just tuned in? You just started watching? Because we were talking about you earlier. Should I play the clip again?
Jerry, did you watch the whole thing with Jackie the Joke Man?
Yeah, and on Coffee with the Dog, did you watch the whole show?
Or did you just see up to the point where he talks about Tony?
Well, no. Well, the thing with me was at the very end. The part with Jerry was before that, and the reason they got into it was because Jerry was commenting, so he must have seen it. Jerry, you must know what we're talking about at this point. Jerry, did you saw the other day Jackie? He referred to you,
right?
He just started watching the show 2 minutes ago. All right, Jerry, I'm going to show the clip then. I'm going to show. I mean, it's very quick. It's less than a minute, so I'm going to show it again.
A version of Richie's good. Wow, that's very good. Richie, what's Brand? No,
Bransford.
He said he watched the whole show.
Bransford, right?
Richard Bransford.
Right. Good Times Magazine. When I was recording cassette tapes in the car, sending show ideas to Jackie, 1993 to 1995, called Big Shout Magazine. Wow, I never even heard of that one. You know that name, Jerry Lehane? Lehane?
That guy has been trailing me for 60 years saying that he wrote my act and sent me everything I ever said that was funny. I have no idea who that guy is.
Wow, that's really weird.
I'm sure I met him somewhere along the line, but, I've never gotten straight exactly who he is.
So, Jerry, what do you have to say for yourself? Yeah, Jackie denied I wrote his act. I never wrote his act, just showed ideas. Big difference. But he also said he has no idea who you are. So, is he lying? Are you saying, Jerry, that he's lying? Carol says, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Jerry, whether he wrote his act or not, I mean, he would still know who you are based on, everything you've told us.
Well, he just did admit to knowing at least his name.
Right, but
Yeah.
I mean, with everything that Jerry's claimed to have been a part of, Jack, you would think Jack would be like, oh, yeah, good old Jerry. We did this together, and that happened, and we did this. I've known
I
him for
want
a
to
long
give him the
time.
benefit of the doubt.
Jackie said flat out, I have no idea who he is.
He did say that,
Jerry, you got some splaining to do.
but he's saying not his act. And
But again, they would...
he lied and angry.
Oh.
Now, are you upset at him for that lie?
Yeah.
Or, this is great. This is the best kind of broadcasting is when there's a delay.
Yeah, exactly. We have to
To
sit here
ask
and
a
wait.
question.
Jerry would... Delaware. He lives in Delaware, which is what, maybe 3 hours away?
It depends on where in Delaware, because Bethany Beach is a bitch to get to, because that's where my family goes every year. So.
Because I'm trying to think of a way to get Jerry in here.
Zoom.
He refused to do Zoom. He claims that he has bad internet,
Okay.
so he won't do Zoom.
How about a phone call?
Well, he's
Zip
called. He
their
has
phone
called in
service?
before. So, all right, maybe that would be funny. We get Jerry on the phone when Jackie's in here, if Jackie ever shows up.
Well, Jerry, I'll tell you that I have never gotten angry if I have helped somebody write something and they use it and they don't give me credit. Because that has happened. It happens kind of not regularly, but I do write with a lot of other comics. And not everything, obviously not everything I ever say makes it to the
Right.
to the final cut. But there are a few that I'm particularly proud of, but they don't. I don't get the credit for them.
Carol is coming to Jerry's defense. Jerry is deflecting way too much. Good for you, Jerry! Exclamation point!
That's what I'm
Exclamation
saying.
point!
Like I have to say, like it's almost like an overreaction.
Ooh.
In a way, that's the vibe that I kind of got. Not, and I'm not saying whatever, but Jackie's the one who went and said he says he wrote my whole act. I've never seen Jerry ever say that he wrote Jackie's whole act, that was not
True.
So, and a lot of times when people are...
But Matt did ask him, are you familiar with this guy?
Right, but if you're deflecting, like Jerry's saying, there could be some of that in there. And I don't know.
We have to get one of those people who can read body language and tell you what it all means. Because Jackie's like, yeah, I never heard of the guy before, and he was fidgeting,
sweating,
he's sweating, he's getting all nervous. He shit himself actually.
Like the old time cops would be like, I'm gonna really lay into him.
Right,
Jackie, is it true? The light on him and everything.
There's a scene, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, but there's a scene in the Beatles made a movie called Help.
I love Help.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I used to have a bet with Shevlin when he was in here with me, where I said that even without the Beatles music, even without the Beatles, if it was four other guys, this would still be a good movie.
It would be fun. Yeah, no, it's
but
not that it was. It's not fucking Schindler's List,
right? But it's a fun
movie. Yeah,
it's very much, in my opinion, in the vein of like Naked Gun. It's very like the humor is very off. It's and they break a lot of rules. Like it's a silly movie, but funny. I really love this movie. But there is and it involves. So if you're not familiar with the movie, it involves like a religious cult that's trying to get the Beatles. That Ringo is wearing this cult's. Somehow he managed to get like their sacrificial ring. Right. So that means in their culture, by the end of the day, you have to be sacrificed by their gods or whatever. So they're trying to chase him, and the Beatles are all defending themselves. And the British police capture some of these guys from the religious cult, and they're doing that. They're trying to get information, but they're outside, and it's a bright sunny day, and they're shining the light in his face. Talk! To me, I don't know, for some reason that cracks me up every time. John,
I'm talking about in like black and white movies where they quote unquote give him the business and quote unquote work him over.
You're gonna give us the scoop. See.
Pre-video, pre-tapes,
I'm not telling you nothing, Flatfoot. I ain't no rat.
Right. That's what I mean by that. Like the fun old-timey crooks and cops kind of interaction.
Right.
Listen, she, you're not going to get nothing from me, she.
Right. No. Listen, if I was hiding Bugsy when I turn on this oven,
and I'm not saying that cops don't work people over. Just ask Amadou Diallo. right? So it's still there's still things that happen. I'm not saying
Amadou
that
Diallo changed
but
his
I'm talking
name
about,
to.
like it was so common apparently that they put it in movies and television regularly.
Amadou Diallo changed his name to I Do What the Cops Do.
Right. That is terrible, and I want to disassociate myself from Tony as he is now being added to Epstein's list for that comment.
I heard that joke. I always love that joke. All right, so Jerry's sticking to his guns, which
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, Jerry.
That's cool. Listen, I wasn't there. Like I have no personal knowledge or whatever. Whatever I think, listen, I'm demented. There's a lot of stuff wrong with me.
I think at the very least we got to get Jackie and Jerry on the phone. All right, John Rusiello is about to yell at me.
Nice. Or he's gonna probably yell at me for calling it old time copy.
Oh, that could be. Do you not have the studio number?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just joking with you.
I just want to comment about old time cops. Right?
Okay.
You guys are exactly right.
Oh.
All right. I'm just laughing. I just said what you're talking about, but you guys are exactly right. And unfortunately, I have some stories where I will tell you personally, but old time cops were the worst. Even like I said, I grew up in the South Bronx. I used to get my ass kicked from a cop every day because we stood on the corner of the candy store that was on my corner. We weren't allowed to stand on the corner.
Right.
All right. Old time cops were the worst.
Yeah.
Fast forward 20 years later, I met this old time cop in the locker room, and I was
slower, John.
I'm sorry.
Tell it slower.
Andy's
You're
Andy's being Andy.
Okay,
Don't worry.
so is he gently
cop,
unbuttoning each?
This old time cop would kick me in the ass every time I stood on the corner.
Super
Right.
hot.
All right, in the candy store, which that was a common thing to do in the Bronx.
Yeah.
You hung out and you smoked Lucky cigarettes.
Right.
All right. And they were Lucy's. They were 5 cents a piece, or 2 cents a piece, whatever they were.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
20 years later, I'm in uniform, and I'm getting dressed in the locker room. And there's this old-time cop. And I looked at him, and I said, "How you doing?" And he goes, "Yeah, what do you want, kid?" He wouldn't even talk to me. He goes, "Yeah, what do you want, kid?"
Did he know who you were?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
When I was a kid, I had long hair, and stuff like that. When you get out of the police academy in those days, in 1978, you had a crew cut.
Right.
So I turned around and I said, "How you doing?" And he goes, "What do you want? What can I do for you?" And the gospel truth, I kicked him right in the ass.
Wow.
I said, "You remember me?" And I swear to God, we had nap shoes. I don't know if you ever heard of nap shoes. Nap shoes was shoes that law enforcement and butchers and people that were on their feet all day long wore.
Okay.
And they had a steel tip.
Just the
and
tip.
I kicked him right in the ass.
Nice.
And I said, I owe you about 15 more of those.
Nice.
Wow.
And he looked at me, and he said, whoa. I said, "Julius Candy Store, Marble Hill Avenue. All right, you were Sector David. That was the sector. You would kick me in the ass, and you wouldn't tell me to leave the corner." He goes, "I told you once, and you should have learned." And that's why you got a kick in the ass.
Wow.
So those old time cops were pieces of shit.
Yeah, I hope you
Believe me
crippled
when I
that
tell you.
fuck.
Well, let me tell you, it was just. I'm going to get flack if anybody's watching that's law enforcement. I'm going to get flack. And,
no worries about that, pal.
You had a comedian on that was a retired cop, and he's a great guy. I never used violence. I never used force. It wasn't necessary. Your power as a police officer, unless you got shot at or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
Your power as a police officer is your mouth, is the way you present yourself and talk.
That's Andy's superpower too, by the way. Yeah.
Well, listen, Andy, I love you, but you got to comb your hair once in a while. Every once in a while.
Nice.
I love you. Goodbye.
John knows. John getting it. I love it. Can you still fit in your uniform, John?
I love it, but you got to comb your hair. I thought that was funny. All right, so Oh, Jerry Lehane. Let's
Yeah.
see. Interrogate me. See, you'll never get me a peep. I'm not into blindsiding Jackie. My whole point and my claim is I finally gave up 2 years realizing Stern would never throw me a bone, pay for some bits that we used. Not like I'd move to New York. Just like Dangerfield would pay $50 for Jackie jokes as examples. Right. Okay. No, that makes sense.
And because I think sometimes when things come out in text, they can sound a certain way.
Oh yeah, we're just busting your balls,
Yeah.
Sherry.
Breaking your shoes, as the Irish like to say.
Yeah,
Cops,
with
Irish cops.
steel-tipped shoes.
Yeah, right in the ass.
I used to wear.
He got the tip right in the ass.
I used to wear.
Just think about that.
I'd rather not. I used to wear steel-tipped sneakers when I worked at Publishers Clearinghouse in the warehouse. I did because I
love how that never got better. It's like I used to wear steel-tipped sneakers when I worked at Publishers Clearinghouse.
Oh, I loved my job. I loved working at Publishers Clearinghouse.
It's not what I was expecting, I guess.
I know.
I was like, of course you wore steel toe when you were doing work, being a lineman or whatever.
Oh, no. No, actually, at the phone company, we used to fight against it because if something would crush, you could really, the steel tip will chop your foot right off.
Yeah.
But working in a warehouse, and that's why I started wearing it. I was working at a warehouse at Publishers, and something very heavy ran over my foot, and my right big toe, or was it left? I think it was the right foot, because I had it at the time.
How could you forget?
Yeah, right.
I feel like you'd be obsessed over which foot it was.
Memories of the right foot. It was one of those situations where the blood was building up under the nail. And this was a long time ago, and I went out, so it happened that day. I didn't think it was that bad. And I went to a concert that night at Jones Beach, and it was hurting a little bit, so I actually was using a cane, which was nice, because having the cane, I think it was WBAB was in the parking lot. They gave me third row seats, because they're like, oh, what's with the cane? I was like, I hurt myself at work today. I said, it'll suck climbing these stairs to get to my seats. Here, third row you're going to laugh. It was Crosby, Stills, and Nash. But
I'm not going to laugh. I just feel bad.
They're one of my favorites.
You were like, oh.
So I got to sit in the front row. But when the concert was over, when I got home, I couldn't even get my shoe off because the toe had completely.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So then we ended up going to the hospital. They're going to drill the nail, right, and relieve all the blood. So I'm like, oh, no, I had never had that done before. So I'm like, bracing myself. They drilled the nail, and it didn't work. So they had to do it a second time. And I'm telling you, the pain that came through, but it's weird that you have the most crazy pain once they get through with the drill, but then, and it shoots, it shot out like oil. Whoosh, it went all over the place. But instantly the pain is gone, and you're like, almost like an orgasm. You're just like,
Well, the ingrown toenail I had when I was in basic training got so infected.
Yeah.
And when they gave me the anesthetic, they injected directly into my big toe. And, it was basic, so you really didn't have the energy nor the compunction to masturbate. But it was like, and in medical, in the military, it's always very female heavy. So you didn't really see a lot of females around, but here you are in sick call, and it's like, oh, like I want to make out with you. Like, this feels so good. And Lieutenant Colonel, who's talking to the Lieutenant Colonel, did it, and she's training this lieutenant, and she's like, sometimes it's so badly infected that even just giving them the local relieves the pain. And because I must have made the goofiest orgasm face. It's like that.
So I started wearing steel-tip sneakers after that, and it was so uncomfortable. I hated it.
Zoinks. Well, we in the Air Force on the flight line, they would actually issue everybody who worked on the flight line, which I had an office job. It's not like I was ever near anything. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know what a B-52 looked like, except I had to walk by them to get into my office.
Right.
So yeah.
Carol says, "Are we not going to mention Tony wearing a Mets sweatshirt, then takes it off to have a Mookie shirt underneath? Committed to the bit. Hey Tony.
Hey Tony.
Miss you, man."
You know what's so sad, Carol, is I'm so used to it. Like it
what
went by.
What exactly? What the fact that I'm like had a
No,
Mets thing,
you'll have
two
like a
Mets
Mets thing in a movie. Not that you've. I don't know if you've even ever done it before. It's just like it just fits into what my mental schema is. Of
Well, I'll
being here.
God's honest truth. This was not planned. I didn't even think about it. I just threw on. This is a very comfortable sweatshirt, and it's cold out today. And I just, honest to God, I didn't even make the connection until Carol said it.
And for me, my perception of it is so. Of course, Tony would.
He's
Tony,
thematic.
Hey, Tony, take off the sweater so you can show my. You can show my shirt off.
Textbook orgasm face needle. What? I don't know the Mookie bit.
Oh God! Well,
I thought you wrote it.
Probably because you like come in late. It's in the opening. It's one of the opening montage of How Great Is Tony Walker videos. I knew you would hate that. I thought of it like a couple of years ago, and I'm like,
wow, you've been holding on to it for a while.
Yeah. It's got to be the right time. This was perfect.
And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I play videos in the beginning. Yeah. It's like it's at least 5 minutes, probably closer to 10 minutes worth of videos, because in this day and age, everything is social media. I share the link to the show to 30 different pages. I have a lot of things to do to set up. Playing those videos gives me the time to do everything.
Forward to Tuesday afternoon when I get a notification that you've posted this show to a page that I'm a part of.
You don't even get the notification until
the
later?
only one I get are like the New York the Long Island comedy scene page. It's the only one that I'll get with like now. All the other ones, it's like spread out over the next month and a half.
Which is why I hate Facebook. Right. Because they do, unless you pay to get your videos seen, that's what they do to you. And that's why I push everybody to YouTube. Go to YouTube. That's where we're looking at the...
Do it. And Facebook's watching this going, yes, and I'll only make this more difficult for you, Mr. Walker, the more you try to push people towards YouTube.
But yeah, and all right, so Jerry, Mookie Wilson, former Met player, one of the most popular Mets of all time. He does a video for us where I paid $50 on Cameo for Mookie to do a video for us, where he talks about, he just says, hi, Knockem Dead, it's Mookie,
The highlight of which is actually your first interaction with Mookie, direct interaction with Mookie, would be the signed thing where it says, autograph. To my best friend.
Right.
So that's the best.
But the video is weird because Mookie at the time... other than autograph signing, I never met the man. We had no interaction and no history. But in the video that we paid for Cameo, he says, Knockem Dead, good to see you again. Miss you guys. Can't wait to be on the show again. Yeah. Meanwhile, we've never had him on the show. So we always laugh at that.
But then you got to actually interview him. He's just like a really nice guy.
One of my favorite interviews.
Like just a prince of a person.
Super great guy. It was a big thrill for me because, this 16-year-old kid, Mookie was my favorite Met. So it was, just a big thrill. But then just as a guest, he made a good guest. He was talkative.
Girl, I'm so in love with you. Yeah, that's my go-to.
I should have sang that to Mookie.
Were you able to hear it in the earphones when I was singing?
Oh, yes.
John's? Okay, good. Because I wanted to make sure that it didn't get picked up by the phone.
Right.
So, okay. Good.
The black oldie guy, nice guy. Yes, right. That's him. The
Jerry
black
is not associated
guy.
With this show either. None of the comments or.
We'll blame Jackie for saying that.
Yes. Jackie wrote that for Jerry. In a crazy turnaround.
That's right. Wow. Well, also, before I forget, it's a big day for one-legged people. For Oscar Pistorius has been released from prison.
He's both. He doesn't have either of his legs.
That's
you
true.
said one-legged people.
Well, yeah, but
so what you should say is it's a big day for people who have been proven in court to scream like a woman. I don't understand how that every time Oscar Pistorius is mentioned, how that detail never gets fucking brought up except by me.
Right.
That his lawyer brought in an expert during his murder trial of his girlfriend. That he screams like a woman.
Well, I I knew what you're talking about.
I know
at least,
you knew,
but-
and I bring it up all the time anytime Oscar Pistorius is brought up, so who knows when it started. But I can't believe that that's not the most important, like, before they even mention that he was in the Olympics.
Right.
Oscar Pistorius, who screams like a woman, has been proven in court, also an Olympic runner.
Whoa, Jerry. Oh, my God. I'm not even reading that one.
Yeah, that's like really old school racism right there.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm actually kind of impressed. I can't wait to say this in hushed tones to friends of mine in private conversation.
I'm changing the subject. So while you were home during the holidays and sick, sitting at home, I guess maybe with nothing else to do, did you watch any TV?
Yeah, so I'm a dick. I don't like this slow release of like Netflix and Apple TV where they only release one episode at a time of some of their shows. I just dump them so I can
binge.
fucking watch them.
Oh.
I don't want to wait because I'm not going to end up watching the final episode.
Oh, okay.
Even if I like it, because life happens.
Yeah.
And if I'm there to watch it, I'm there to watch it. So Slow Horses,
Well,
season 3.
okay.
I fucking love Slow Horses.
Yeah, you've brought that up
I've been
before.
watching. Yeah, I've been watching it since the first, and found out about the books. I haven't read any of the books, but
And Echo, they're Marvel's putting out the whole series in one day.
good.
Well, I can't wait.
Fuck yes.
That looks good.
That looks really good, and I know that everybody hates all the Marvel stuff or whatever, but it's not bad. It's just not as good as you want it to be. Like there's some parts of storytelling.
She-Hulk was pretty bad.
It was not bad. It was actually
bad.
really entertaining.
No, it was bad.
But because you don't like it,
It was bad.
that means it's bad. That's
bad.
not true.
No, it's
just
bad.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not my thing. And it
bad.
wasn't made for you. It was made for chicks.
It was bad.
The ladies.
All right. So where I'm going though, have you checked out this Leave the World Behind?
No, because I'm not interested. Like and this is me.
You're very feisty today.
Well, no, just in general.
Oh.
The guys at the mic will tell you because whenever they bring up something and I'm like, nah, never watched it. Like end of the world stuff. My interest in that starts and ends with Damnation Alley. This is the greatest post-apocalyptic oeuvre ever produced.
Okay.
Like everybody, zombies. Go hunt down Damnation Alley, George Papard and Jan Michael Vincent before he drank his face off.
Now he's dead.
Oh, that's right, he is.
Yeah, he's dead.
Good old Airwolf, when he was hot, he was the Brad Pitt of the 70s.
Oh, my mother loved Jan Michael Vincent.
Which I didn't even get until I started getting into like Damnation Alley when I was a teenager and whatnot. I was like, fuck, Airwolf's fucking...
Yeah, I hated Airwolf.
The man. Yeah, it was gay. But gay in a bad way.
Right.
Not in the good, fun...
Not in the
having a
homosexual
parade,
way.
the whole month of June
just
kind
gay
of way.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, and I'm with you. I'm not big into the world is coming to an end type movies.
Especially if they're going to, like, it's so obviously there's going to be a racial component to it.
Yeah.
It like, dude, racism exists, interacting with races and whatever. I don't need Hollywood or Broadway or any entertainment generating thing to it's because I know.
Except what's the name of this movie? Julianne Moore.
She's so hot.
Oh yeah, love her. Dennis Quaid and Dennis Haysbert. Far From Home, maybe? Far From Heaven? Something like that.
I don't know.
Excellent movie. Excellent. Very depressing movie.
Enemy Mine.
Good.
You want to deal with, like, you want to get into something that's about racism?
Yeah.
And, like, for real? Movie called Enemy Mine. It's a sci-fi movie from the late 80s.
Okay.
Speaking of Dennis Quaid, Louis Gossett Jr., only two people in the whole movie.
Oh, wow.
Amazing movie. Enemy Mine. Go and watch it.
Not Inner Space.
That was also great, but not really much on the racism.
Right.
That
true.
one.
Yeah. Well, except for Martin Short. I don't know what that means. So, and I'm not big on like when people go over, say, social media, you got to see this movie, like where it becomes like the in thing.
Yeah, that makes me not want to watch it.
Yeah. I'm the same way. But Lisa was dying to see this movie, and I'm like, fine, I'll sit and watch it. But it's, and then if you fall into the rabbit hole and you think that this is real or it could be real, then it's freaky.
But that's why I like my my shit like kind of ridiculous.
Give me Little Rascals. Let me escape to silliness.
All right, you went too far.
No. Never too far.
Yeah, no, the Little Rascals whole thing on racism and the end of the world. Holy shit. You want your mind blown?
And the religious overtones, forget it.
Watch Our Gang in the post-nuclear apocalypse World War III.
Jerry Lehane, Pistorius, not Mookie, spatula feet. Oh, my goodness. Carol, anyone watching Bear, second season? Wow. I am not familiar with Bear.
My wife likes Bear. It just reminds me of getting hit on by big, hairy gay men.
All right.
So.
Well, speaking of which, Jerry says Jan Michael Vincent, in his prime, one of the most handsomest men. Enemy Mine, great. Inner Space, great. It was Spielberg. Carol says, watch documentary Immediate Family over the holiday, really good. You know, it's funny you say that, Carol. I was going to sit and watch it yesterday, and then I didn't have the time.
What's that supposed to be about?
That's Immediate Family. It's a music thing. It's a documentary. It was these guys, a guitar player named Waddy Wachtel. You would probably know him if you saw him. He's been playing with Stevie Nicks when she does solo stuff. He's got this really long curly hair and glasses. He's been playing with her forever. He's played, you name it, he's played with them. Sure. And that's actually what this is. This guitar player, Waddy Wachtel, another guitar player, producer named Danny Korchmar, a drummer called, the drummer's name's going to escape me. But then the bass player, bald guy, but he's got all this hair, a big giant beard. Lee Sklar is his name. These guys have, in the 70s and 80s, played with everybody. You name it, they played with these people. Right. Sometimes together as one backing band, or sometimes just separately. Right. But what they did was, because like these guys backed James Taylor, Phil Collins, Don Henley, Carole King, Linda Ronstadt. Again, you name it, they played.
Every adult contemporary.
Pretty much, yes. So as these guys have gotten older, and people like Phil Collins don't tour anymore, these guys decided to go out as a group. They call themselves Immediate Family, and they play songs that they had something to do with.
Sure.
They've also released 1 or 2 albums,
like
so they've done some original.
It's
like the band,
different iteration
Dylan,
of the band.
The Eagles backed Linda Ronstadt before they were famous.
Right.
But something that they're now playing the music that they were involved in all those years. And a documentary just came out about them.
Cool.
And the drummer's name it's bugging me now.
Which service is it on?
I have no idea.
Good. So then I don't have to lie that I'm going to check it out.
Carol is saying Andy would like it.
I don't doubt it. What was I going to say about... you know what? Daphne and I have been watching, and I hate that we have to wait a week for new episodes, is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. It's a series of young adult books.
They made
a movie. They were supposed to make a series of movies, but the first one flopped, even though it wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
But the Daphne is like locked in on it, and it's gotten. I know a lot about mythology. I don't know everything about mythology, but and I mean Greek, Norse, Babylonian, like wherever you want to hang out.
That's where King Tut's from, Babylonian.
No, it's not. And
moved
Egypt.
to Arizona.
Yeah, I'm sure. King Tut. But what do you call it? So it's got us to talk.
Immediate Family's on Prime, says Carol.
And the fact that Daphne has the most Greek name out of anybody in my family.
Daphne Plagainos?
Yeah, Daphne is a Greek name.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was a water nymph that Apollo fell in love with and chased, and then she prayed to Poseidon to help her, and so Poseidon turned her into a Daphne bush, a laurel, or what's called a laurel in English, and it is a poisonous bush. We're talking about my daughter, so yeah, we're walking.
I didn't say a word.
No, I'm not going to get angry. I can appreciate the.
I knew that you knew that I knew that. Yeah.
And I'm not angry or aggressive about it. Matter of fact, I might keep saying bush to make you fucking like really uncomfortable. Bush. Bush. So
Oh, it's time to go. What a shame.
Yeah, Bush.
Oh, thank you, Frank and Carol. Russ Kunkel was the drummer's name. Yes, married to Nicolette Larson.
I've heard the name before, and it's one of those unfortunate ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Russ Kunkel.
Yeah.
Russ Kunkel. These guys play with Jackson Brown and Crosby, Stills and Nash. Yeah, they play with everybody. James Taylor.
Adult contemporary. Google adult contemporary.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's it. What do you got this weekend?
Nothing, just still convalescing. I don't want to push myself and get a secondary kind of infection kind of thing. So,
very smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Bush.
Time for us to get out of here. Don't forget, February 4th, ladies and gentlemen, come join us. There you go. Come join us, ladies and gentlemen, in the Giggle Room. The taping of Christina Can, starring Christina Holloway, making her stand-up debut. You will see Darren Greggs. You'll see Dara Gemot. Laura Patton will be there. Fudge is headlining. Very excited. Hosting by myself. We're very excited about the show. We hope you come on down and have some laughs with us. But also on a governor's stage this weekend, Wellie Jackson, Robert Hansen was last night, I believe. Or maybe it's tonight. What's today, the 5th?
Cinco de January.
I think Robert Hansen might be tonight, actually. So I'll say it anyway. Wellie Jackson, Robert Hansen, Terry McNeely. Terry McNeely was invited to join us today, and he turned me down, that son of a bitch.
Oh, well, he's been working.
I don't care. Fat Jay this weekend, Donna Moran, Chris Cassandro, Rich Aronovich, Karen Margolis, Aaron Berg, Judy Gold, Jeffrey Asmus. Just some of the names you will see on a governor's stage this weekend. Go to govs.com. Let me read Jerry real quick. Andy, just so you know, believe it or not, I have a Mars pic from Opportunity Rover Drac looking reptoid about 5 feet, stocky, staring in cam.
Yeah, it's,
that's what I get for reading
one
that.
of them fun photoshopped.
I think I've seen the photo that Jerry's referring to. I think he sent it to me once. And, yeah, I don't know. It's questionable. Yeah, so go to govs.com, make some reservations, do some great comedy shows. And, and it looks like Sunday night we're going to be here. So hopefully we'll get some of these Aaron Bergs and Judy Golds to come in.
Why don't you stop by?
Yeah, come on and join us. And if you're feeling well, come and join us there, Andy Plagainos. Gina, Tony, no clue you liked Julianne Moore. I missed an opportunity for you to meet her when Jack was filming at Oak Beach with her. Well, thanks a lot, Gina. No, it's fine. It's fine. I probably just would have, made an ass out of myself. Probably would have asked her out on a date or something. Mm-hmm. Or I probably just would have tried to kiss her right on the face. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, she's great. And this movie, Leave the World Behind, another reason I did agree to watch it was because Zach actually was offered to be a part of that movie.
Right, I remember you saying that.
Working crew for that. But yeah, at the time he was in his last semester of college, so the scheduling didn't work out. But and why did I bring that up? I have no idea why I brought that up. Yeah. Because of Julia Roberts.
Oh, Julia Roberts.
Yeah, because Julia Roberts, she still takes my breath away, man.
I still think horse every time I look
really,
at her. Yeah, I'm like horse.
Oh, no. I love Julia Roberts. Yeah. I mean, Jodie Foster and Sheryl Crow are still my favorites. And then Marla Schultz is in there, too. But.
Stop. We'll be here for days.
All right. Everybody have a great weekend. Donversations tonight at 8 o'clock. Don will be talking to Les Deegan.
Nice.
Les Deegan, one of the
Less
greatest.
is more.
Absolutely right. And don't forget Sunday also, Felix, Let's Eat Long Island Beyond, his new day and time. 7 o'clock.
Now we're going to eat more than Long Island.
Well, yeah, that's why he calls it Beyond, because we're not just Long Island. Okay. So there you go. We'll see you Monday. Oh, I totally forgot to ask you.
Fuck.
Is his first name Eric? Eric Casson?
Okay.
Do you know him?
No, not directly, but I know of him. I know a lot of people that know him.
Same here. I don't think I've ever met him. He's coming in here on Monday with us.
Oh, kick ass.
So
well, now that'll change.
Yeah, we're getting a new friend.
Very good.
So we'll see. So he's our guest on Monday, and then then all the usual Sean and Mike and Andy next week, and all the usual stuff. All right, everybody enjoy your weekend, and thank you, pal.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Did Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And of course, some music. Knockem Did Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Did Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah!